Hi, Gene and Steve here. We are standing on the edge of Crater Lake, and we are about to take a boat trip, spend about 4 hours, and enjoy the day.
Awesome.
Okay, we're hiking down on Cleetwood Cove Trail. It's about a 1.1 mile hike down to the boat. You can see we're overlooking Crater Lake. We're about 700 feet above the lake level right now, and I'm panning out. If you look, you will see Wizard Island. We are going to get off the boat and go on to Wizard Island. Only a few people will be doing this, and then we're going to be hiking up Wizard Island, which is a cinder cold volcano. The peak is about 750 feet above the lake, thereabouts. The lake level itself is about 6,200 feet above sea level. And as I said earlier, we're hiking down 700 feet, a 1.1 mile hike. So we're going to do a lot of hiking today and enjoying the scenery. And we will try to document this trip. Well, the trail is it's got some switchbacks going down, and there's Jeannie right in front of me, taking a view of the lake. Down below you can see the boats we're going to be getting on, or a boat. I'm not sure how many will be leaving in this group. I think there are about 40 people signed up. There's the trail ahead of us. So, onward. Just the hike down to the boat here on Cleetwood Cove Trail, very pretty hike. And coming up is going to be a little exercise, which is fine.
I'm Captain Fred, and you don't know how much trouble you're in now. Get on the road. We have a reputation out here in the lake. We're pretty roguey here. So welcome aboard. On behalf of the Ventura Parks Resort, for whom I work, and for the National Park Service, for whom Ranger Chris and I both work, welcome. We're glad you're here, and we're going to get shoved off here real quick and go on over to Wizard Island. About a 45-minute run. You'll spend your time over there, and so I got to go over your safety information about this boat. This is a Coast Guard licensed boat. So
we are on Wizard Island now, and we are ready to hike to the summit, 760 feet above Crater Lake. See you there. As you can see, there are lots of cinder rocks from the volcano, and the path is very rocky, so we have to watch our steps. It's a little deceiving from a remote distance. You do not expect to see forest like we're seeing here. It's very pretty. I think the ranger last night either said there was 7 or 9 different species of pine in the park. But anyway, it's very beautiful right in here, as you can see. So I have to catch up to Jeannie. Well, as you can see, the trail is getting pretty good. Not so rocky anymore. I don't know how far up we are. Maybe halfway. Just kind of panning out here, a little over the lake. Again, seeing the forest. Beautiful pines. Onward. Well, here comes Jeannie. We're getting near the top. Can't be too much further. Anyway, you can feel the cool air. I didn't mention, but there's been quite a few forest fires in Northern California and probably not too far from here. And here comes Jeannie. Well, we're coming near the top, but as we rounded a bend here, over on the below the outer rim, you can see some snow. In fact, I see some over right straight ahead over there too. Very small patch. See the boat coming along. But back to that snow. It's just to the right of that small pine tree in front of me. They get about 44 feet of snow in Crater Lake. And the amount of snow has been diminishing year after year. They've been watching it since the 1930s. It used to be about probably, good 65 feet, thereabouts. Anyway, here it is, August 28th, and we got a little snow showing up on the lower edge of the, where it meets the lake.
Great. Where are you from?
I live
It's running.
locally.
It is? Oh my.
So,
Oh, sorry.
we can just get it.
Can you see us in
Okay,
it?
I can.
Okay, it's running.
well, here we are at the summit of Wizard Island. In our background is the caldera of the cinder cone volcano.
Hello.
And I'll just, thank you very much. And we are walking around the rim of the volcano on Wizard Island. There's Jeannie. And just going to kind of pan here and look at the whole rim. And you can see right in front of the camera now is the caldera of the volcano. And we're coming back around. There's some picnickers. And now I'm just going to kind of pan the lake. Talk about the lake a little bit. Crater Lake is about 20 square miles. It's pretty much circular. It's the deepest lake in North America. Well, I don't know about North America, definitely in the United States. It is the clearest lake, perhaps the clearest in the world. It is, if you took the Eiffel Tower, the Washington Monument, the Statue of Liberty and stood them one on top of the other, they would be 100 feet below the surface of the lake. Very clear. You can see down, I think the maximum is about 140 feet deep. Yeah, but anyway, the lake itself is 1,943 feet deep. Beautiful day. Too bad we have that haze from the forest fires, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, we will continue onward. Well, we're going to break for lunch now. Jeannie's going to fix a sandwich for us. While she's doing that, I'm at another location, panning over the lake again. One thing I did not say about the lake, it was formed 7,700 years ago, and literally what happened was Mount Mazama, which was about 12,000 feet tall, blew its top. And it did not blow straight out like the conventional volcano, but it literally blew this probably 20-mile circumference off the volcano. And about 200 years later, Wizard Island, which was a cinder cone volcano, erupted within the lake itself. And so we have a volcano within a volcano. So kind of cool. Now you can see there's a path if somebody wants to go down into the caldera, they can. We're halfway around. We just had our lunch, and we're gonna start heading back. One thing, a couple other things on the lake. Well, here's an interesting tidbit. They call it Crater Lake. It is not a crater. Ideally, they probably should have called it Caldera Lake because it is not created by a crater. But a journalist gave the lake its name, and as journalists so often do, they misquote and misstate things, and pretty soon they become fact. So a lot of people think this lake was created by a crater. Anyway, the last time the lake froze over was in 1949. So another little interesting piece of information. Anyway, we are going to start heading down now. Oh, Jeannie is way ahead of me. See her walking, probably right in the middle of my lens, walking along the rim. So I need to catch up to her. Just having walked around the rim of the caldera, that's where we had our lunch, is those rocks right there. But anyway, just walking around the rim here, I would say it's probably 200 yards across. So it's a significant distance.
Device looks like this. This is called a Secchi disc. Again, this is a device used for measuring the clarity of our lake. Basically, our lake researchers on that boat we saw back at Wizard Island, they'll go out to the middle on a really clear day and drop one of these overboard, obviously with a longer cord than I have today. And they will watch and see how far down it goes until they can no longer see it. Now, bearing in mind that those lakes and ponds near your houses, you can't see down very far into them. Here, Crater Lake, our record for water clarity. And when this record was set back in 1997, it was a world record. 143 feet down, where we could no longer see the Secchi disc. And on an average day, our water clarity is about 100 feet. So if we go back to what we were talking about over near the Devil's Backbone, the Statue of Liberty being 100 feet below the surface, on an average day, you would just barely be able to see the tip of the Statue of Liberty's torch. So because our water is extraordinarily pure and extraordinarily clear, we can finally talk about one of our bigger questions here at Crater Lake. And that is, why is the water so blue? Or as some people phrase it, what do you guys dump into the lake to make it so blue? That's not a joke. People ask it. You wouldn't believe how many people ask us. Well, we don't dump anything into it. It is a completely natural phenomenon. Because our water is so clean and so clear, the light from the sun is able to enter, when it enters the water, it's able to penetrate to such a depth where the water absorbs the red wavelengths, the oranges and the yellows and the greens, leaving the blues and the indigos and the violets, which don't heat the water so well. They're not as readily absorbed. Those blues and indigos and violets, they bounce off the water molecules, illuminate the water column, and shine back to our eyes as this beautiful sapphire blue color. Now I know some of you are probably thinking, well, Ranger Chris, where we are right now, the water's green. You're exactly right. This is because where we are right now, the water isn't nearly as deep. So when the light from the sun enters the water, some of those green wavelengths remain. They're not quite filtered out, giving us this beautiful emerald or jade green color. And it's not moss or algae, it's completely...
Well, we made it. We're back at the top of Fleetwood Cove Trail and made it safe and sound. So it was 6 3/4 hours ago that we left. We did not cut any trails. We hiked upwards a total of 1,460 feet between Wizard Island and Cleetwood Cove Trail. Spent a couple hours or thereabouts on the boat. We feel like we've had a good day. So all is well, and here comes a couple more hikers up the trail. And with that, that is our adventure to Crater Lake and Wizard Island.